Are you ready? No! I said, are you ready?
Whoa! Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, Heavyweight Commentary proudly brings to you the podcast champions of the world. It's my main man, Mr. Breezy. And I'm your boy, Big K-Dawg. And we are
the Heavyweight Commentary.
Ooh, back at it again.
Man, we're back.
Shout out to Nikki Blackheart.
Let's go.
Congratulations on getting signed to WWE officially.
Yeah.
But super grateful to have her on the show last week.
Man, shout out to Nikki. We're going to officially post that and share our congratulations. 20,000 plus views across all platforms. Most definitely, the Heavyweight Nation, y'all show crazy love to her. And there's no doubt, Nikki is just a standout and an absolute class act out of the ring. I mean, she did not have to grant us the opportunity to be generous with her time, and she was very generous. Much love to Nikki. Just wonderful person, man. Outstanding. Yeah. Outstanding. And I'm excited, man, because we know Kristen Blaze dethroned her to win the CCW Coastal Championship Wrestling. For those of you who are not familiar, the women's championship there. She defeated Nikki Blackheart. So we will make those connections and get Kristen Blaze on there. You've seen her on our short form content briefly. But we'll get a full interview with her here in the near future.
Yeah, that's going to be awesome.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, stay tuned. We got a litany of wrestlers from CCW that have asked about doing interviews with us, so we're gonna get some people on.
Yeah, because we're cool people. We're not weirdos like some of you. We don't sniff hair.
We don't stalk people at their hotel rooms.
Yeah,
unless they give us the key and invite us over.
Yeah, that's a different story. If you want to come to my hotel, that's a different story. But we don't sniff hair. We're not pinching butts. Yeah. All right? You knock that creepy stuff off. You little nasty. You know who you are, too.
Chicken McNasty.
You don't cop feels. You little nasty. Knock it off.
Yeah, stop being weird, man.
Yeah, man. Just
be normal.
Yeah, please. Help wrestling out. Speaking of helping wrestling out, man, I don't know that a certain return did any favors to the IWC, but Chris Jericho made his triumphant return to AEW.
Yeah.
Big K-Dawg.
Yeah.
We talked about it off and on, the possibility of him showing up in WWE. Were you surprised by him coming to AEW? Or coming back, I should say?
I was, because all the dirt sheets and everybody all had him pegged for coming to WWE.
Hey, yo.
Yeah, and
that's crazy. They pegged him?
Yeah, sure.
That's crazy.
So for all that we knew, it was a done deal, the way they made it sound.
Yeah.
And his music hit, and I was like, that sounds like Jericho.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, and then, my first thought was, well, Tony Khan has a way of holding people to injury time.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, so is this just injury time that he's doing, that he has to fulfill before he can go to WWE? But then you're starting to hear that he wants to finish in AEW, and because he was one of the original superstars.
Yes.
So we'll see. The cool part about it is we can sit and guess and say what we think is going to happen all day long, but we really don't know until it happens.
No doubt. It's funny. I one of my favorite shows, Power, I was watching this show and I'm rewatching it with wifey, and I told her, I said, nobody that I know guessed the ending to this season of this show. Everybody came out on the internet saying, oh, so-and-so is not going to be on the show, or so-and-so is returning, or whatever. And y'all love to speculate. The IWC loves to speculate. Oh, Jericho. at one point in time, it was like, okay, I could see Jericho making an appearance in WWE. But Jericho has been so loyal to reinventing himself in AEW, it makes sense. It just makes sense. So shout out to Jericho, man. I think it's a great move for him. He doesn't have anything else to prove with a nostalgia return. I like this better personally.
I don't, I like Jericho.
Yeah.
He was one of my favorites for a long time.
Yes.
But I'm also under the fact that dude's 50-something years old. I don't need to see him in the ring anymore.
Now, I'm with you. I think he could have a very short retirement run. I think that's the best way for him to go out. Even finishing out like 2026, that's cool.
Short like AJ Styles short.
I agree with you. I agree. I mean, a few more dates in 2026, and then, right off into the sunset. And then, of course, Jericho's great on commentary. He could manage a stable. He's proven that he can do that.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of things Jericho can do, and he's just a great mind for the business, working with talent. So many things he can do as an on-air personality. He could be that GM that AEW could have versus, hey, Tony Khan is in the back making calls. Jericho could be the on-air authority figure. So,
kind of like a Santino Marella.
oh, yeah. Yeah. I'm with it. So I'm with it. But, yeah, man, a lot of y'all got to eat crow. You know who you are. A lot of it's funny, when he came out, I was like, dang, it's going to be a lot of people recanting. A lot of commentators, podcasters, YouTube personalities, you name it. Y'all need to recant. And I expect to see your videos. I was wrong.
You're not going to see it.
Yeah, no, exactly. That's the funny thing. I'm like, I expect you to. They're not going to do it.
No.
They go come out with some reworked justification. Well, I got insider news at the last. No, you didn't. Stop the cap. You thought he was going.
Stop the cap.
Oh, my God. Stop the cap. Big K-Dawg, we're in WrestleMania season. We're almost at WrestleMania.
It's next weekend, right? Not this weekend, but next weekend.
I want to say it's
Or is it 2 weeks?
couple weeks away. I want to say we're a couple weeks out, and now we've got more fleshed out for WrestleMania.
Fleshed out, huh? Kind of like Tiffany Stratton.
Whoa, wait, what's really going on?
Got an equipment malfunction.
Oh, again?
Yeah.
Good gracious.
Yeah.
What's going on with these equipment malfunctions, man?
Well, when you make them small enough, the machine gun jubblies don't like to stay hidden.
Dang. Yeah, this has been happening. I mean, we're talking about Tiffany, Lyra Valkyria,
Tiffany
again, Raquel.
Yeah.
We've had some significant slips.
Mm-hmm.
Charlotte Flair has been an offender from time to time.
Yeah, nobody cares.
Yeah, I'm like, now I don't want to believe it's intentional for, but I just gotta wonder, like, what is going on with the ring gear out here, man?
Yeah. I don't know.
Is it getting too many outfits done in too short a time? Maybe you want the red one, the blue one, the pink one. You're always trying to switch it up and just throwing it on. Interesting.
Don't know.
Interesting.
Not a female, although I got boobs as big as one.
Yeah, I do feel you. I could probably fill up a strong B cup at least. So
Mine are going down.
Oh yeah, Big K-Dawg on that dog fit.
Oop.
Not to be confused with bull fit.
Or the bull.
That too. Yeah, man. So yeah, we're getting more fleshed out with these storylines for WrestleMania. There it is again. You got me.
Yeah, I don't like I don't like the wishy-washiness.
Uh-huh.
Now they're talking about moving Brock and Oba to main event the first night. As
What?
opposed to Cody and Randy.
I know it's got a big fight feel. I'm an old school guy when it comes to defending titles. I think titles should belong in a prominent position. And with this in particular, that's a main event, period.
Yeah.
I don't want to see them start the show. I don't want to see that. I'd sooner see Brock and Oba start the show, and I would expect it because I would think Brock's going to get on a plane not long after anyway. That's typical Brock MO. Brock don't want to stay all night. He don't get paid by the hour. You know, it is what it is. So, yeah, I'm not feeling that, brother.
Yeah, there's that. And then now you have the CM Punk versus, or not CM Punk, but Seth Rollins versus Gunther match. You got to put that on the card somewhere. So what is Gunther now, a Paul Heyman guy?
You know what? I am just perplexed. I am saddened and perplexed.
Paul Heyman guy is now the new NWO.
I know they want to get steam on the Vision. I know they want to try to, fan those coals and stoke those embers, if you will. It's just, to me, they're a couple ranks above Dark State. And that's not taking anything away from Logan Paul individually or Austin Theory for that matter.
Austin Theory. Oh, don't get me started.
Yeah, I think Austin Theory had his best shot when he came back as the Masked Man, and he had a little edge, but WWE basically went right back to A-Town Down. And I was like...
But an angry A-Town Down.
Yeah. And I'm like, dude.
Yeah, but even when they had him as the Masked Man, it wasn't believable, man. Like, that's the thing is, like, these characters, and I don't know if it's the wrestler that's coming up with this or it's creative that's coming up with this, but it literally feels like they're, like, getting high in a room and like, you know what's cool? Let's make Austin Theory a bad guy.
You think they're kicking it with the Rascals?
Oh, man.
Having a little sesh?
They're having a little parking lot sesh, and then they're going in and trying to figure out creative for WrestleMania, and it's like, it almost feels like they put everybody's name in a hat, and they're just drawing names out. Okay, we're going to have Seth Rollins. Gunther. Seth Rollins versus Gunther. I get it. Seth Rollins was supposed to wrestle Braun Breaker. He got hurt. Gunther was supposed to fight Rey Mysterio. He got hurt. I get it. And I understand. But, like, you should have pulled the trigger on that a long time ago. Now it seems like you're scrambling like you are with your ticket prices. To try to make something work. You see what they're doing now?
What's that?
$10,000 and you can tour Cody Rhodes' tour bus.
Yeah, you know what? Yes, I did see that. And Cody...
And it's sold out already.
And Cody basically justified it. And I'm like, dude, listen.
No, he didn't.
Really?
He said it was stupid. He's like, but I'm gonna try to give them an experience while they're here. If they're willing to spend that kind of money, he's like, this is crazy.
Now I saw a conflicting report. You know how social media is. Interesting.
I mean, I watched a video with him.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt.
he was like, kind of had that like, this is kind of crazy. But if they're willing to spend that money, then I'm gonna try to do something really special for them.
Hey, shout out to Cody Rhodes for being on a Cigar Aficionado magazine. I got to pick that up because, yeah, I'm a cigar guy, and Cody, that's what's up. He claims that he's going to have something special for everybody who has a copy on their person in Las Vegas. So who knows? Maybe he's got a certain cigar handy. That would be interesting. But yeah, bro, that's wild. $10,000 for the bus tour. I mean, it's a bus. I've rode Greyhound. Now, obviously, this is much nicer than Greyhound, but it's a bus.
Yeah.
It's a daggone bus.
It ain't like Cribs.
That's what I'm saying. It's by the time you don't walk through it, what is $10,000 going to do? I mean, do I get to distill my own bottle of Wheatley's? Help me out.
Well, I forget how much it is, but you get to make pasta with a WWE superstar.
Make pasta?
Yeah.
What is this, Disney? You know what I'm saying? Like, meet the princess, have breakfast with Mickey. I would honestly sooner pay for breakfast with Mickey as a grown man in my 40s than to pay $10,000 to meet WWE superstar. I spend the $400 or $500 or whatever it is for breakfast with Mickey.
Well, you're not their target audience.
I mean,
stupid people with money is their target audience.
You know, that's wild, bro. And that, I think, is honestly hurting this WrestleMania, is craziness like that.
There's a lot of things hurting this WrestleMania.
Yeah.
A lot of the talent that we were expecting to see really good stuff at WrestleMania is hurt.
Oh, man.
Chelsea Green has said she's not going to be there.
Yeah.
Braun Breaker's not going to be there.
Man, that was rough.
Now Bronson Reed is out still.
That was rough, man. The Vision got hurt with that. Literally.
I mean, everything that was built up is gone. And you know, I know it's hard to make changes to plans and stuff, but I don't know.
But even with that, and even with the people who may have had some kind of plan, you know, I'd have to see the actual diagram. I'd have to see the boards. I don't even believe WWE Unreal. I'd have to know for certain that WWE was going to pull the trigger on certain things. Because I honestly don't believe they had long-term plans like that anyway. I don't believe it. The way things get booked, I don't think that they had these plans. I think that they had directions they could go and then said, oh, well, we're going to go this direction. We're going to see how things play out. And it's obvious because it's not like you had two guys and you kept them apart and you said, okay, at the right time on the road to WrestleMania, maybe Royal Rumble, we're going to build the feud. The way that usually happens, that's not really how things have happened this year.
Oh, you mean like LA Knight showing up to I Show Speed's house and throwing him into the camera?
I mean, it's like, okay, LA Knight versus influencers, but you've had a long-running story, LA Knight versus The Vision. Long-running story. Okay.
Well, it still is. Now it's just Speed is in The Vision.
But then how do we pay it off at WrestleMania? That's my challenge. What do you do to pay that off?
When he's in 50s.
Like, what do? You put him in a match with Speed? Really?
Well, Speed trained with Randy Orton.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Oh, my. Oh, my. I mean, it would, but yeah, no, never mind.
I mean, we literally have a match with Jelly Roll.
I saw Jelly Roll jump in and do his thing and break up Cody and Randy and get involved.
Yeah, he's going to be involved again.
Wow. Just wow, man. Just wow. Interesting. Yeah, when I saw Gunther come out and choke Seth Rollins, man, I was It saddened me because I was like, please don't make this WrestleMania. And the next thing you know, he's pointing at the sign, and I'm like, if one more person randomly comes out and attacks another, and all of a sudden they have beef and they point at the sign, I'm gonna lose it.
You better get ready because that's the MO now.
It's literally it's like yo, I could walk up to you on the street. Exactly. I was about to say there it is. Y'all can't see it, but there it is. There's a WrestleMania sign up there. We're going to WrestleMania to handle this feud. Come on, man. Come on. Yeah, man. And I don't want to be bagging on them. I would hope for better. I'm excited about Cody and Randy. I think it's going to be a good match.
Yeah.
They wrestled before.
Mm-hmm.
And if you recall, when Stephanie McMahon came out on Raw and told Cody, you're going to have to go to that place and you're not ready, I'm like, you know what? BS. I'm calling BS. Because y'all are booking yourselves completely out of this match. Because Cody wrestled Randy, title was on the line, and what did Cody do? He attacked the back. The long, problematic back of Randy Orton. Documented.
He said Randy Orton got a long back.
Hey, well documented, though. Cody went there. He went to that place, Stephanie McMahon, and attacked the back. Now, all of a sudden, he's a good guy and he's not ready? I call BS, y'all. You booked it. And then you insult the fan who has the history, and I can pull it up on video. Cody already did that. Come on, man. Make the angle something else and stop rehashing the same Randy Orton. Well, he's unstable. He's explosive. He'll take you out. Wow. For the past 20 years, that's what it is. Now at WrestleMania, this is a different Randy Orton.
Oh. It's different.
Different. Totally different. Because he's calling people who we don't know exist.
We're supposed to find out who that is tomorrow.
Oh. And he hears voices.
Yeah, through the telephone.
His theme song's been saying it forever. So why would we not believe that he hears voices in his head? Again, what is going on, man? That's just my frustrations. When you tell me something that I can go back and fact check, and you try to paint a storyline as if you didn't just do this, and you make it the biggest match of the year? No, it's not. I'm sorry, it's not.
You gonna be okay?
Yeah, I was just like,
you need
man.
a hug?
Oh man, I just, wow, just wow.
Yeah, that's why I've been saying that they got booking issues for a long time, but you know,
Brock and Oba though.
People want to come at me on the interwebs.
Brock and Oba is going to be a great match.
It's not the 1990s, fella.
Oh, yeah, of course. Of course. Yeah, but they were booking.
In the 1990s, you actually believed that there were bad guys and good guys. Now, you're the evilest person on the roster is doing outfits of the day.
Excuse me. Oh, of course. And everywhere with everybody taking every picture on IG.
That's why I like Ricochet. Even on X, he's still in character.
Yeah, shout out to Ricochet. Shout out to MJF. Shout out to these guys doing their thing, man. They handling business now. They handling business.
Yeah.
Unlike what WWE's doing with their booking, I have seen what AEW is doing. And again, this is not a tribalist perspective. This is just is what it is, right?
It is what it is.
Yeah. Take Kenny Omega and MJF, for example. building a storyline of Kenny Omega having to fight his way back from diverticulitis, saying, I don't know that I have it anymore, but I'm going to make a bid for the title. This might be my last run at the title. So now you put urgency on it. Then you put dangerous people in his path, and you know that he's on a collision course with MJF. Then you have uncertainty with Swerve Strickland. Is Swerve going to stop Kenny from getting to the goal? He beat Swerve. Oh, my gosh. Kenny's #1 contender. Now we start, but really, we've already sowed the seeds.
He said sow the seed.
You know, that's a great feud.
Yeah. Well, there is something to be said about differences in creative from one show to the other, that's for sure.
No doubt, man. The contract signing on Dynamite, Big K-Dawg, I really enjoyed that, man. I really enjoyed the back and forth.
Did you, speaking of contract signings, did you see the one on NXT?
I did not.
So you had Tony D'Angelo, Ricky Saints, Ethan Page, and Joe Hendry.
Ooh. That's the ladder match, right?
Whatever it is, it's for the title.
Ooh.
But I like they all said their piece, and it gets to Tony D'Angelo. He signs it real quick, and he hands it back to Robert Stone. He goes, Mr. Stone, you know how these contract signings go, and you might want to get out of the ring.
Oh, yes.
And then stands up, sees start punching Ricky Saints.
Let's go.
And then Ethan and Joe Hendry went at it. And then Ethan slammed Joe Hendry. And Tony D'Angelo slammed Ricky Saints. And then he got in Ethan Page's face, and he knocked him down, too. I did like, though, that he said, all y'all came here. He said, I was born here. I was born and bred NXT.
Yes.
I am NXT.
Yes.
I like that. And then also you had to sit down face-to-face with Johnny Gargano and Miles Bourne.
Interesting.
And he said, you better hope that Johnny Takeover doesn't show up. He said, because I was here when Stand and Deliver was called Takeover. And he's like, you better hope that Johnny Takeover doesn't show up.
I can't understand why a guy like Johnny Gargano isn't at the caliber, or at least to WWE, is not the caliber of WrestleMania. I mean, he should be on the WrestleMania card, even if it's in Penta's ladder match.
Well, the problem is they don't give him creative. And then when they did give him creative, it was tag team with Tommaso Ciampa.
Oh, yeah.
Who they took two guys who were really good on their own. Obviously, they were good as a tag team.
Oh, yeah.
DIY before in NXT was even better than they were in WWE.
Sure.
So you take two really talented guys, put them together, they become really good, and then they probably had the best split.
Yeah.
Where, you know, everybody always wants to see the great tag team break up and fight each other. Well, that was probably the best one of all time, was them two fighting each other at NXT TakeOver, like 3 takeovers in a row.
Yes.
And they had a series of matches that were second to none, man. And neither one of them really got that kind of booking when they got to the main roster. They were always booked as the guy who's going to lose, or the hokey sidekick who gets beat up all the time.
Yeah.
And it was just, they never were given a chance to show what they can do like they were in NXT. And I think that's the thing that most people forget is, even though NXT is part of WWE, it's a completely different style of wrestling. NXT, and that's why you see such a hard time from people transitioning from NXT to the main roster, is NXT is really more of an indie style wrestling
It is. It is.
than the Federation. So when you get these guys coming from NXT onto the main roster, there's a gap where they have to learn that I can't wrestle like that anymore. And then on top of that, you got a different set of creative eyes looking at you. It's a different process for sure, and a lot of talent struggles with that. And I think that we've said it before, too many people are apathetic about just getting there. And once they get there, they're okay with hanging out in creative because they're going to get paid regardless.
Facts.
But then you got people who really want to be good, and you can tell that they want to be good, like Roxanne Perez and some of these talented Obafemi and Javon Evans, you know. I always want to call him Javon Curse, but it's Javon Evans.
Yeah.
But still, you have these people who make that transition really quick because you can tell that they want to be better. They have a desire to be better, and they're not just trying to get to that next level.
Facts.
They want to be better even at the next level, and it shows in their production.
You know, just as you were saying that, I had thought that Evolve should be the place where all these talent who are developmental go, and WWE basically rebrands Evolve, rebrands NXT as that indie alternative, and then bring in some of your WWE ID talent.
That's what Evolve is.
Oh, yeah, and that's what I'm saying. I think NXT really should be that, where you bring in some of these guys and girls who are journeyman wrestlers, like the Sami Zayns of the world, the Kevin Owens of the world, you know, people who...
They did come through NXT.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But that NXT shouldn't be a mix of developmental and journeyman, but that you...
Well, I think what happens is, with that, the problem is they get people and they call them up to the main roster, and it leaves massive holes in the NXT roster.
Yeah.
You got to fill it from somewhere.
That's a good point.
And what better way to get somebody experienced than to throw them in the deep end of the pool and tell them to swim?
That's a fair point. That's a fair point. Yeah. Just as a fan, I'd love to see, because, you know, we talk about it. Shinsuke Nakamura, Sami Zayn, you know, Johnny Gargano, Tommaso Ciampa, the 30-minute Iron Woman match, Bayley and Sasha Banks. I think of some bangers that we've watched on NXT, and I just love seeing that. And then being like, okay, Evolve could be a place where they could do their thing.
Not for nothing, man, but Velveteen Dream had some good matches back in NXT.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
Aleister Black had some really good matches. Him versus Adam Cole was a banger.
Yes. Absolutely.
I just think that some of the characters that are developed in NXT have a hard time transitioning to the main roster. Because, again, even though it's the same company, it's a different set of eyes and a different set of creative that may not understand what they were trying to do on the other show. Yeah. And now they have this character, and they're like, well, what do we do? I mean, as much as I hate to say it, look at Carmelo Hayes.
Honestly, he came to mind. I could picture him.
And he said something recently that he kind of blamed the fans, and I was like, dude,
they're so fickle.
They're so fickle because you suck, bro. They boo you because you suck. They hid you with creative booking in NXT, and then when the creative booking went away, you got exposed, and people were like, you suck. And he was like, oh, well, they're one day they cheer for you and the next day, no, because they boo you because you suck, bro.
Well, you called it, man. You called it a long time ago that when Trick Williams stepped up and became a main event talent, Carmelo Hayes sank down.
Yeah.
And it reminds me, and you know this very well, Big K-Dawg, you know, from your time in athletics, you've got a stud athlete. Okay, they're just a stud. And you've got the guy on the team who's good. Not saying he's not good, but is he as big? Is he as strong? Is he as fast? He's not. But he walks around because he's on the team and he hangs out with the studs thinking he's a stud. And that's...
He said stud.
That's Trick Williams and Carmelo Hayes.
Yeah.
It is what it is. It is what it is. I fully have accepted... Men have to accept certain things in life, right? If you're not 6'4", okay, you're not 6'4". If you're 5'8", dude, you're 5'8". No, nobody can help that. It is what it is. So you're going to be treated like a 5'8" guy. Not to say you can't hit the gym and do whatever, but the stigma of being 5'8" will always be 5'8". Can't help it.
Can't do it.
I'm 6 feet, and this dude's a tower over me, and I'm like, I know my role. I'm not no Dikembe Mutombo. I'm not Michael Jordan.
Man does not fly in House of Mutombo.
You know? But that's what it reminds me of. You know what I'm saying? You're just like, I'm the man, y'all. And I'm like, yeah, but you're a buff midget. You can't get mad at being buff midget. Sorry.
He said buff midget.
You know what I'm saying?
That might be the best thing I've heard this year.
You know? Who am I? Hey, I'm 40 in my 40s with a dad bod. I know I'm not going to go in the Arnold Classic next week.
No?
You have to know your place. It's okay.
You're not going in the Arnold Classic?
I'm not. I couldn't run the 40 in 4.4 when I ran the 40 in high school. It ain't going to happen for me. You have to know your place. And don't say people are down on you.
You have to know your role and shut your mouth.
Don't say people are down on me. They just ain't feeling me. They don't know. No, this is you.
Yeah, bro, you suck.
This is you. I like Carmelo Hayes, but he's going to be typecast. Period. You're a WWE kid. They will typecast you, and you'll do ladder matches and high spots, and that first 48 is going to look real cool on highlight reels. But come on, man. And there was a time where guys knew they weren't main event talent like that.
But he's him.
Until Shawn Michaels. But not every small guy with a good body is Shawn Michaels. Shawn Michaels is Shawn Michaels.
But is Shawn Michaels Shawn Michaels?
Don't get me wrong. Now, we know Shawn Michaels had some politicking going on. But I'll be damned if Shawn Michaels couldn't put on a match and make you believe he was every bit of Shawn Michaels. Even if the hype wasn't real, Shawn Michaels put on.
Put it on you.
Put it on for my city, on for my city. Yeah, man. So I feel you. I feel you on that. It begs the question, Big K-Dawg, is the WWE experiment working?
No. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. If you honestly can watch a WWE show right now and be like, that was a really great show, I want to know what kind of intoxicants you are on at that moment. You're either doing some form of hallucinogenic drug, you're doped up beyond belief, hopped up on painkillers, or you're drunk out of your mind. Because there's no possible way you could watch a show of WWE and be like, that was a really good show.
You're not lying. It's sad. It's sad. I feel you. When you call guys like Carmelo Hayes, I'm going to throw Trick Williams in there. Again, I like these guys, okay? Austin Theory. Guys who are more or less homegrown that they've pushed out, and they were they were farmed, and they were fed, and they were brought up. Look at who's in your main events. Okay, Penta's the Intercontinental Champion, defending his title. Guy who came from AEW. You've got Cody and Randy.
Guy who came from are you saying Penta was the guy who came?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Oh, I thought you said just like guy, like you were saying.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
Who is this guy that we're talking
Yeah.
about?
Penta came from AEW.
What about Royce Keys? Where's he been?
Who?
Powerhouse Hobbs.
It's so vague. It's so strange. I feel like I remember him from maybe like.
They literally said that they don't have creative for him. They just wanted to sign him because he was AEW.
Of course. And Royce Keys is a WWE invention. Now, granted, he came from AEW, so. But when you look at, like, when WWE tries to invent and create someone in the modern era, it's not working.
No. We've said it before. They're not in the business of creating superstars anymore.
Dang, man, that's crazy.
It's just not.
Wow. The prophecy is unfolding.
It's almost like I know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They're.
But yet you jabronis keep trying me in the comment section.
Yeah.
Suck it up, Buttercup. I'm sorry your little feelings get hurt. You want to call your mommy? Your mommy, the mean guy on the YouTubes hurt my feelings.
Yeah, the experiment's not working, man.
Nope.
Yeah, the experiment, it's not there.
It's like this little skeleton head right here. There's a giant hole in the back of it because you got no brains.
Oh, just insane. Got no brain.
Oh, Undertaker.
Yeah, man. But Kenny Omega had some things to say about WWE and what they're doing in terms of ticket pricing. And I really appreciated the statement he made. He said, basically, AEW is a show you can take your family to, and in his words, you don't have to sell your firstborn, you don't have to mortgage your house, what have you, to bring your family out to a wrestling show.
And that's what it should be, man. I mean, again, we talked about this is when they combined WWE with UFC, they started doing dynamic ticket pricing, and they started trying to promote WWE like they do UFC, where they want the really rich, really popular people sitting down close to the front so that they can say, "Ooh, look at us!
Yeah.
Little Nas X is here." Little Nas X probably knows absolutely nothing about wrestling.
Facts. He liked men's. That's
Yeah.
about it. He liked the men's. Look at them sweaty men's.
The way the water glistens all over you. Oh, boy.
He might faint when Oba come out and strut.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, they want all these celebrities to be a part of the show because they're trying, like you said, they're trying to get this social media status. And it's like, you're not a social media I mean, you are, but you're supposed to be a wrestling company. You're supposed to be wrestlers. And I get that that's the thing now. Everybody's trying to be a creator. I mean, we're literally in that space.
Sure.
But I'm not selling my soul to do it.
About that.
I'm not. I don't care if these people like me or not. Because you know what I'm going to think about when I read all the comments of all the people that say I got bad takes and they don't like what I have to say? You know how I sleep at night? Just as comfortable, as quiet as ever, with a big old smile on my face. Because all your little poor little crocodile tears, the big bad man on the YouTubes, I don't care. I don't. I got all my teeth. I ain't look like I've been chewing on boulders for the last 6 months.
My.
It don't look like somebody shook my teeth up in their hands and threw them in their mouth. I got all my teeth.
Oh, my.
I got a brain cell. More than one. And they ain't fighting each other for supremacy. There's a whole lot of them.
Oh, my.
I'm not stupid.
Oh, my.
What you fail to remember is I'm the one with the camera and the microphone. And you're coming on my show in my comment section trying to talk about me.
Yeah.
Well, here's a little story I'd like to tell about two bad brothers you know so well.
Oh.
I will dog you.
Oh.
I will dog walk you.
Oh.
You don't come at me, bro.
Let him cook. Let him cook now.
Come at me in the comment section and
Let him cook.
I will roast you
Oh.
unequivocally and without any remorse. And I probably will say something about your mama because she's ugly. And the best part of you ran down the stain of her back.
No.
That uncomfortable silence, live in that because I love it.
So you know what, Big K-Dawg? I think we need a challenge. I think we need a challenge.
I'm just saying,
I
bro.
think we need a roast challenge, and and of course we're gonna get at him. Big K-Dawg, you're gonna be all on him, like white on rice. But I think it'd be fun to have a challenge and say the person who can get the closest or will judge the best. Hey man, no hard feelings. We'll send you merch.
Yeah, I don't care.
Or a Funko Pop. You don't even have to get heavyweight commentary merch. Maybe you say, I don't want your merch. Hey, maybe you know what? Send you a Funko Pop. How about that?
Yeah, pop these in your mouth.
Yeah. But yeah, man, we got some cool stuff coming up, man. AEW Dynasty is on the way.
Yeah.
That's shaking up, man. I'm really excited for that show. Man, John Moxley, Will Ospreay, the feud is heating up big time. That match between Pac and Will Ospreay, wow. I hated that it started the way it did. Pac got the better of Ospreay, but entertaining nonetheless. Very entertaining nonetheless, man. And that's the thing. AEW just really, I love the way they invest in building a storyline, building a match, following through on a feud, the whole way through.
Remember way back when people said that AEW didn't have storylines and WWE did?
Oh, about that.
Yeah, about that.
About that. Nah, most definitely, man. They are holding it down. Love it.
Well, listen, we got to talk about one more thing before we hop off.
Hey, I'm
here.
ready.
There have been new things brought to light by Miss Janelle Grant.
Oh, you want to go there?
Oh, yeah. She actually named Brock Lesnar.
Oh.
And gave details of several different events with Brock Lesnar.
Oh.
He sent her pics of his Japanese language teacher, Mr. Wang.
I was like, where are we going with?
What the hell? Oh my God.
Oh, that's great.
She said that she was specifically sent to him to have relations.
Wow.
And the only reason it didn't go down one time was he was too drunk.
Wow.
And several other details along those lines, but specifically naming Brock Lesnar multiple times in those.
I just recently heard about the John Laurinaitis stuff. But yeah, that's wow.
So that brings the question, do you leave Brock Lesnar in WrestleMania?
I think so. I think the biggest challenge is, now, of course, I'm not going to be verifying it. I don't want to see the pics. Who verifies? What expert witness do you have come forward and say, yeah, that's
Well, unfortunately, if it's done over text message, that's recoverable, even if you delete it.
That's what I'm saying. Like, but who's going to substantiate it? Like, obviously his wife, but I'm like, is WWE going to run an investigation and be like, hey, Brock, I need you to drop trial? Like, what? What are we doing?
Well, unfortunately, in this kind of a case, you're going to have a lot of that stuff that going to get uncomfortable real quick.
I was reading a post about her and talking about John Laurinaitis, and I've seen, from what I'm seeing, for better or for worse. I'm not saying things didn't happen. I don't want to say things didn't happen and come to find out it's absolutely true. At the same time, it seems that things do get more salacious and sensational at certain points. And especially with WrestleMania coming up, especially Brock coming back, it's almost like, hey, by the way. And so is it convenient? It would seem that way. But
Could just be coincidental timing, too.
yeah, exactly. I don't know. I don't want, if that poor young lady was really going through all the things she said she was, that's sad. And no human being should have to go through that. I think one of your challenges that you deal with, though, is how much do you endure for money? Because all of us have been in jobs we don't like. All of us have been in a position where, man, I would quit tomorrow, but if not for the money.
Money.
Was that a factor? I think it was. I would submit to you that that's a factor.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
You're getting paid.
Yeah, but there's a difference between getting paid and being mistreated
Yeah.
and abused.
Yeah. But are you, and that's my question. I'll never truly, nobody will ever truly know. Was it a situation where you couldn't say, I'm done with this? I'm absolutely, no, you know what? I'm drawing a line. I'm done. Because it doesn't sound like to me that there was this evil cabal or cartel of individuals that it locked you down and said, you're not going anywhere. I could be wrong. It just didn't seem that way.
That's an interesting take, my man. You are going to catch hell over that one.
But you feel me, though? I'm just saying.
No, I don't.
I'm just saying this.
Listen, I will never, ever, ever, ever side for, oh, she could have got out. She was being abused.
Sure. I agree. I agree to that point. I agree.
She was being abused, and they took advantage of her.
I agree.
Now, I will never, ever side for the guy in this situation. Be like, well, he didn't threaten her. Come on, man. You know as well as I do that men don't have to come out and say things. They can be intimidating and threatening without using verbal cues.
Sure.
And
yeah,
especially people who are in authoritative figures over a younger person who is not hip or wise to the ways of the world. There was no circumstance where I'm going to be like, well, she should have known better and she could. It's on the dudes for putting her in that situation.
I would agree. I don't think anybody should ever do that ever. I've been in situations where, as a manager, supervisor, leader, in various, roles, where I could have pushed the line, I could have abused power and maybe made coercions or suggestions. So I totally feel you. I think that's wrong. I just don't know what state she was in. I don't know if it was, okay, hey, you could have, but you didn't. And that's why I say I don't know.
So if she could have and she didn't, it still doesn't change the fact that she was sexually trafficked.
I think she was like to your point. I think she was abused. I think she was absolutely abused.
You can't say, well, she could have got out, because you could say that about women who are being abused, who stay in the abusive relationship. They could have got out, but they don't, because they feel threatened, even to a point where they're fearful that leaving that bad situation would be worse for them.
Now, to your point, if she felt like, man, I'm under powerful people who their reach is farther than I can imagine. And maybe she was introduced to certain people that it's like, oh, snap. He knows this guy, this girl, everybody. This could ruin my life. I might as well stay here.
I think
That could have been the case.
I think it's more than that, man. I really do. I think you're I think you're looking beyond the fact that they were men in their, I don't know at the time, how were they, 50, 60-year-old?
Sure.
Taking advantage of a 20-year-old girl.
Sure.
They knew exactly what they were doing.
Sure.
She may or may not have, but the onus is on them.
I agree that anybody who does anything immoral, they're responsible for their actions. 100%.
But you can't say, well, I don't know, she could have got out. I don't agree with that, and
Yeah.
I never will.
Sure.
Because maybe it's the Southern man in me. I was raised that we're supposed to protect women and not harm them. We're supposed to be protectors. So I will never side for an abusive side of a person and be like, well, she should have known what was going on and she had opportunity to leave. Nah, I can't rock with that.
Well, that's why I say I wonder if what was the case. We will never ever know 100% what was actually the case. I don't know. I have no idea.
The evidence is pretty damning, my man.
Now to your point, there have just been situations where people are involved in things that, hey, maybe they're down with it, and it takes a left turn. I have no idea. I don't know, and that's what I maintain. I just maintain I'm a bystander. I'm an onlooker, and I'm kind of analyzing the situation from the outside, and don't have enough information to say, okay, what was going on? Like, what was that? Was it just freaky and crazy? Or was y'all really some evil, like, on some wild, stuff, like you said, trafficking? I don't know. I'd be curious. I mean, because I haven't read the whole case. I have not honestly sat down and read the case verbatim and followed the case that closely. So I don't know. These things happen in our world, and more they're coming up, and we don't know. Some things we know. Some things it's like, oh, I don't know, man. That sounds kind of crazy to me.
Yeah, I can't look at it like that.
It's crazy. I don't know.
I've read some of it, and I don't know how you could say with text messages and screenshots and things of stuff that was said and done. I don't know how you could look at it any other way than he forced her to do things that she may not have wanted to do. She may, like you said, she may have been down with it at the beginning, and then it got in over her head.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you're talking about guys who are 50, 60, 70 years old who have been around the block more than one time, who are in influential situations, taking advantage of a young lady who, for all intents and purposes, when you're in your 20s, you're still pretty naive to the way of the world.
That's real.
And I think they were predators in that situation.
Now, I'll flip the script on you. I remember I've had a couple times where at certain points in my career, one was in the military, one was in the medical world where I had my original career foundation. And I had a couple instances that it was pretty blatant. One was more blatant than the other. I won't go into too many details, but I was approached by my female superiors, if you will. So, to your point, I do understand abuses of power. It is wrong. It's not okay. And I could totally see being young, impressionable, and being like, yeah, I'm going to go along with this for my career, what have you. It's just him. Okay, cool. And then it's, oh, dang. Like, and then you want me to do this, and then this, and it just goes deeper down the rabbit hole. None of it's okay. None of it's okay. And I've seen it from that perspective. I've seen it where it's been like, oh, dang, I don't know how to feel about that. Like, you do have some sway over me, and you pushing up on me. Like, we went out to lunch and we had drinks, and now it's getting weird. I've been there. So, yeah, it's weird. It's a tough situation. Very, very, very unique. One thing's for sure, man. If that young lady, I mean, obviously she's been through some things. Hopefully she can come out of this on the better side of things as best she can. But WWE, they got some stuff on their hands. You're right. With Brock, they got some stuff on their hands. Very curious. Very curious.
Well, that being said, it's about that time.
It's about that time. All right, y'all. Well, listen, y'all know, follow the channel. Follow us everywhere, wherever you're on social media. Heavyweight Commentary, rock with us, heavyweightshop.com. Support us with the merch. Very soon, we're going to have more opportunities to join the channel. As the channel grows, you'll have more opportunities to sponsor us. And just come through and show your love and support for whatever amount you want to support us with. But in the meantime, love, peace, and chicken grease.
Stay heavy, baby.
Stay heavy.